Hello and welcome back to NDI Central Live here at NAB 2018. We're on day 2 here at the Las Vegas Convention Center. We're in the South Hall. So if you're heading to Las Vegas to come to NAB, make sure you drop by and pay us a visit. Check out all the latest products from NewTek and the new NDI Technology that's available not only at the NewTek booth here, but next door at the NDI Central Pavilion, and actually all around the convention center, because we're seeing more and more NDI-enabled products just covering the convention floor. Very excited about it.
Before there were really any NDI cameras at all, and they wanted to be able to do the upgrade, and that was just such great engineering by Andrew to be able to somehow, I don't know how he did it, but make it backwards compatible with cameras that had been in the wild for years.
Now, your cameras have been IP capable cameras.
Yes.
Did you have a lot of customers using that capability in the past?
Certainly. So with the Gen 1 cameras, they still always had IP control. So that was a big differentiator for us, 3 or 4 years ago. But today now the IP actually has power over Ethernet as well. So we can realize that dream of a single cable to power the camera, have control, and obviously the video via the NDI source.
Yeah, that alone is a huge improvement because prior to that you had to run power, video, an SDI line, and control. So 3 cables running to every camera. And if you're on a remote project or actually anywhere, it's just very difficult to run all those cables. Now it's just one. Fantastic. So tell us the difference. Is the main difference between your camera models in the power of the zoom?
Yeah, essentially. So the new 30X model, you can actually zoom up from 100 feet away. You can zoom into basically a head and shoulder shot. So for those larger arenas, football fields, the 30X is actually becoming very popular. So the 20X is our most popular, but the 12X has a wider field of view. So you get less optical zoom, but if you're closer in like a meeting room space or a presentation space, even like the smaller studios that don't need 20X, you get that wider field of view by about 10, 15 degrees, and it makes a big difference.
How are your customers using PTZ?
Well, I think it's a lot of one-man productions, right? 1 or 2, where you've got maybe one person operating, let's say it's a TriCaster, and then another person operating 3 or 4 cameras. So it's the transition from having to have teams of camera operators and going down to a single person that can operate multiple cameras. So that's what we're seeing the most of.
And where what are kind of the most interesting applications that you're seeing people using your cameras?
Well, because the cameras are remotely controllable over IP, I think some of the most interesting things that are happening are control of the cameras from remote locations. So in telemedicine, where they might have 3 or 4 cameras, and a doctor, who's maybe advising the nurses, is actually watching from far, zooming in, taking control of multiple cameras. So the ability to control these things from almost anywhere in the world, and now with the NDI, now there are ability to have low latency video that can actually be used for broadcast productions. It's a little mind-blowing.
Yes, it is. Really opens up the possibilities of not only professional production, but like you said, medical application, corporate application, distance learning, all sorts of things, right?
Oh, so totally. I mean, education. with the NDI, there are just so many new possibilities. You know, it was already kind of a crazy world about giving our customers, like the back of our camera, we have always given them SDI, always given them HDMI, and that was like kind of, everyone knows what that is. They're using it for all kinds of things. But the IP was really always just used for like camera control. It was never, I mean, you could do RTSP streaming, but it was never really a reliable broadcast-ready streaming system. And with the NDI built in, with a single Ethernet cable, we can have teachers using not an iPad, but a Windows tablet to control it. Multicast enabling, classrooms of students that are able to all view the same video feed. The annotation features that you have, the telestrator, is one of my favorites. And for us, the way we use them in our studio, we got 5 or 6 cameras. We're trying to create marketing videos for our business. And that telestrator, to be able to zoom in on the product, show exactly where we want to draw the attention to the audience, that's one of my favorite new features.
And NDI, particularly in a educational setting or corporate setting or anywhere there is a large facility with an existing network infrastructure, there's no additional wiring. The cabling is in place, where in the past you were running coax cable all over or fiber. Now it's just a matter of getting friendly with your IT department, for one.
True.
And then just basically plugging in anywhere your available network is there, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's becoming a lot more common for IT people, audiovisual people, broadcast people to start thinking about the network that's in place. And I will say that the NDI functionality that is 100 megabits is a lot of bandwidth. You know, on a gigabit stretch, you can do like 5 or 6 until you start. But with the NDI HX, which is you guys have called the high efficiency cameras, they're only about 8 to 10 megabits. And that's, now that we have the HX, that's where an educational facility can say, all right, we have 100 classrooms, or maybe we have, well, that might be a little bit much, but 10 or 20 classrooms. We're not going to clog the network with 100 megabit streams of NDI. Now we have the high efficiency, and we can put a whole lot more cameras on the network.
Great. So, Paul, tell everyone where they can find out more information about PTZ Optics.
Sure. So, PTZ Optics, PTZ Optics at PTZ Optics for Twitter.com, our Facebook page, and we have a Facebook group, facebook.com/group/PTZ Optics Pals, and it's just a group of live streamers posting videos of how they're using the cameras, and it's a great place to see what people are doing and learning kind of what people are all around the world. It will never fail to surprise where people put these cameras.
Fantastic. And you have a regular show that you do, right? On Facebook?
In fact, we do Facebook and YouTube. At the live show for NAB, it's at 1 o'clock every day. We had Andrew on yesterday, and we had a really fun, Andrew Cross, really fun interview. And then our normal shows are Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern. That's 11 a.m. Pacific. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. You get the notifications.
Great. Paul, thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you, Rex.
All the best. Have a great remainder of NAB. And again, make sure you stick around. First of all, check out the NewTek store for you PTZ Optics camera owners. If you want to convert your camera to NDI capability, there's an upgrade available in the NewTek store. Simply go to the NewTek website or store.newtek.com, and you can find it there. Well, stick around. We have more to come after this.